Welcome everyone. My name is Banu. Today we are going deep insight into one of the most transformative concepts in modern marketing analytics, that is customer lifetime value or CLV. In an era where acquiring a new customer can cost 5 times more than retaining an existing one, understanding the total worth of a customer relationship is no longer a luxury. It is a strategic imperative. We are now leaving the vanity metrics and going to a new concept of marketing success, customer lifetime value or CLV. In an environment where acquisition prices are increasing and competition is intense, the knowledge of the overall value of a relationship with a customer is the only way to grow sustainably. CLV puts our emphasis on long-term customer portfolio health as opposed to short-term campaign victories. It provides answers to the important question, that is, what is the total profit we will expect to receive when a customer has a lifetime relationship with us. This is not a scholarly measure, it is a strategic direction. It enables us to forecast on revenue in future, justify spend on marketing, and can develop strategies that develop our most valuable assets, which are customers. We will then break down CLV starting with this basic formula to its revolutionary effect on various aspects, including budget allocation and product development. Here is a path to mastery. We will start with the creation of the why, discussing the way in which CLV will proceed a radical change of mindset between acquisition focused and value based. We shall move on to the being practical and demonstrated that the CLV formula and the data you require to compute it is not overly complex and that it can be broken down into basic components. We will then proceed to the strongest part, that of shifting backward-looking historical perspective to forward-looking predictive modeling. The gist of our meeting will be applied strategy, how exactly CLV fundamentally transfers the marketing budget, allows companies to actually segment their customers based on their actual value, and personalization that is truly self-paying. We will also base this on a real-life example and give steps that you can implement now and now, irrespective of what stage you are in data maturity. We will end our crystal clear conclusion and I will ask a critical question to our discussion going. So that would be, let us begin with, conventional marketing matrix can easily put us in the route of expenditure in order to get one buyer. CLV is a way to interrupt this cycle since the overall customer relationship becomes the unit of analysis. This causes us to question, in the course of their lifetime, will such a customer bring us more profit than they would cost to acquire and service? This point of view is radical. This shifts the focus of the goal, which is to fill the topic of the funnel, to fostering high-value relationships at the bottom. Using the information about which customer segments are the most valuable and which ones are the least valuable in terms of lifetime value, you can then reallocate budget towards those segments and always from those with low value. This gives you the ability to justify higher price of acquisition to premium customers relationally. More importantly, this transforms customer satisfaction and retention as soft concepts to hard financial drivers. Development of a single value-oriented object within the entire organization. We shall start with the easiest manipulative formula. The first, there is an average order value, which is the average value of revenue per transaction made by a customer. Purchase frequency informs us on the frequency of purchase. We measure the transaction made per customer over a specific time, which is usually a year. Customer lifespan. This is the average number of years or maybe months that is a customer is active before churning. By multiplying this 3 years figure, you have a historical backward perspective of the average value of a customer. This model is mighty in its simplicity and is a great point of beginning of any business. This production, however, can never be better than its input. You require clean, reliable transactional data that is bonded to long-term customer identity so that behavior can track over time. Though this equation is an explanation of the past, in the most important step towards determining what is to come. The quality of a model is no more than its fuel. Various sources of data are required to compute meaningful CLV. Transactional history is the bedrock. That is the entire history of what and when and how much was bought. This should be identifiable to a consistent customer identity, such as user ID or email, to generate a community of behavior. In order to translate revenue into profitability, you need to bring in cost information. The direct cost to sell goods sold, fulfillment, and even the propositional cost of serving that customer group. Behavioral data such as email opens, visits of websites or feature usage provides predictive layers which points to engagement and the risk of churn. Lastly, we can have comparative analysis of segment attributes, how they were obtained, where they were substituted. Majority of these sources need to be brought together into a signal customer review. However, that is the work which lies at the core of proper and actionable CLV insights. CLV's most powerful application is in tandem with customers' acquisition cost. The CLV CAC ratio is the ultimate diagnostic of your marketing engine's health and efficiency. The rule of thumb, a ratio of 3:1 or higher is considered strong. This means the lifetime value of a customer is at least 3 times what it costs to acquire them, leaving ample margin to cover overhead and generate profit. If your ratio is below 1:1, you are fundamentally losing money on every customer. A sustainability situation, a ratio between 1:1 and 3:1 might allow for growth, but it's thin, leaving little room for error or reinvestment. This ratio directly detects budget discussions. A channel with a high CLV CAC justifies more spend. Even if its CAC is high, a channel with a low ratio must be optimized or cut. It makes budget allocation a science, not a guessing game. CLV allows the most strategic type of segmentation of a customer profitability. This takes you out of demographics to behavior. The main asset of your business is your high CLV tiers. In this case, retention and advocacy are the objective. Develop VIP benefits, special services, and loyalty schemes that will make them feel important and become brand promoters. The mid CLV tiers is your engine of growth. This is a development strategy. Target them with personalized email neuters, specific cross-sales packages, and content to make them purchase more often and at higher prices. Moving them into a higher tier, low CLV tier needs efficiency. It is concentrated on the reduction of service costs. Implement low contact communication, which is automated and extensively tested low-cost reactivation campaigns. The right strategic choice in some cases of continuous unprofitable segments can be to fire the customers by not actively investing in marketing. This makes sure that resources are commensurate to anti-corrupted return. So CLV turns personalizing from a generic use their first name tactics into a strategic profit engine. Instead of just recommending a product based on last view, you personalize the entire customer journey based on their value tier. For a high CLV customer, this could mean their support ticket gets priority routing. They receive a personal check-in from an account manager, or they see exclusive high-margin products first. Their promotional offers focus on exclusivity and status. For mid-CLV customers, personalization is about education and guidance. Automated neutral flows showcase best practices, success stories, and logical upgrade paths. Your website or app can dimensionally display different banners, messaging, or even navigation based on a user-estimated CLV type. This ensures your most expensive personalization resources, like human interaction, and deployed only where they generate a profit return on investment, making personalization scalable and The power of CLV should not be limited to marketing, but also to the fundamental product and business strategies. Yes. General product usage analysis. What features are the most correlated with high CLV segments? Double down on those. Carry out strong analysis. Why are your best customers abandoning you? Is this owing to a feature or service gap? This is a first-hand contribution to your product roadmap. CLV is the rational choice in support of tiered service models such as SaaS plannings. The free plan will apply to users. The Pro plan will cater to your mid-CLV segment, and the enterprise level with white glove support will cater to high CLV customers. When trying new pricing, segregated the test using current CLV to understand how your most valuable customers respond. Their retention is the most important. This is a holistic approach that guarantees that the whole company product, sales, or services is geared towards the single objective, that is to recognize, purchase, and foster lucrative customer relationships. We will consider an actual application. Credit Fit is an apparel subscription service that was experiencing rapid growth through extensive use of Facebook and Google ads, but experiencing low profitability. They have used a simple predictive CLV model, grouping customers based on the channel in which they were acquired. The comprehense has shown that there is a significant difference. Customers of particular micro-influencers on Instagram had a 70% higher lifetime value compared to customers of Facebook, despite the fact that cost per acquisition on the latter is comparable. The customers obtained via an influencer remained longer subscribed and more add-ons were purchased. Customers who were acquired by Facebook had a significant first run. With this information, they were able to take a risky, yet fact-supported turn. They redirected half of their Facebook and Google budget to the expansion of their influencer partnership programs. The result? The total subscriber growth has been marginally reduced, but the quality of subscribers have been increased tremendously. The overall profitability of the company grew by 25% within a year due to the systematic acquisition of more valuable and sticky customers. CLV gave the clarity to make a difficult yet right strategic decision. With such a powerful tool, mistakes occur. To begin with, the largest mistake is that CLV is computed using gross revenue. This inflates value. To obtain a contribution margin CLV, valuable costs have to be subtracted to determine the actual profitability. Second, in a business where the customer lifespan is long, the future revenue will be less than the current ones. The omission of a discount rate on a net present value inflates CLV. And the third one, CLV is not a set and forget type of metric. Economics and customer behavior change. You should also recompute CLV on a regular basis, that is, at least every quarterly, and examine cohort trends. Last but not least, do not get lured into a machine learning model that is too complex and turns into a black box which nobody in leadership can understand or trust. Begin with a straightforward and transparent model which gives straightforward insights. One can always make it more complicated later. It is practically business intelligence and not mathematical perfection. You need not wait until you have a perfect data stack before you can start applying this today. Here is your 5-step action plan. So, the first step to begin with, export the past 2 years of customer shopping information in your CRM or your e-commerce platform. Second, select one cohort such as Q2 2023 signups and determine their historical CLV, the amount they have spent so far divided by the number of customers. Third, repeat this calculation with customers of 2 years different acquisition channels of the same time, for example, organic social versus paid search. Fourth, determine the average CAC of such channels and calculate the CLV and CAC ratio. Difference will be recognized instantly. Conclusively, on the basis of that single analysis, give one realistic recommendation. What suggestions would you make? Reallocating 10% of budget out of the low ratio channels to the higher ones? Is it possible to customize the onboarding of the low value segments? Begin with small models, develops credibility and a base on which more advanced modeling can be based. Let us sum up the main principles. Implementing CLV is a radical business paradigm shift between transactional and relational business thinking. It reinvents success based on the price of a sale to the worth of a relationship. We have observed that historical CLV is a useful diagnostic, but predictive CLV is the tool needed to do the perspective, strategy, and planning. The CLV and CAC ratio is your financial compass that you do not navigate on and thus offers the clear path logic of all acquisition investments. This information requires value-based segmentation operationally, which will allow efficient marketing and service. Tired and respectful of ROI. More importantly, this understanding should spill out of the marketing department to influence product and pricing policy. Establishing a company-wide flywheel of useful relationships. And also, enter is not very difficult. You can begin easy with a spreadsheet analysis. Make how does this impact our CLV the guiding question of all the strategic decisions. And thank you. This is very nice to speak you. Now, I want to hear from you according to the current in-depth research, what is the most significant problem you have when implementing or taking action on CLV? Is this information integration getting organizational buy-in or merely knowing what the first calculation to execute is? You may post your experience, questions, or even your learning moments in the comments below, then we can learn together. In case this presentation has made a complex topic easier to understand, the next action is to press the like button and share it with your network in order to display these findings. The only way to keep developing your personal brand as strategy, data influent marketer is to subscribe here to get more content. This is bridging the gap between analytics and acquisition. Thank you.